Hello and welcome to the Viking Code School demo for building a style sheet. In this video we're going to take a look at CSS backgrounds and gradients. So first thing that we have here is an element with a simple red background. Might be good to just take a look at what we have going on here in the markup and styles. So ID, simple color background. So we have the background red, very straightforward. You could also do this with a hex value if you wanted to, so something like, this. So F is the max value of any one of these channels. This is shorthand for this. So there's actually two values that you can put in for any given channel. It goes red, blue, green. So I could do this. Oh, I'm sorry. It goes red, green, blue. But many of these colors, you could just type in the actual name for it because it's supported in CSS. Moving on to red, green, blue, alpha. So here we can actually specify that we want the maximum value is 255 for any given channel. And then we have another space for specifying the alpha, which is the transparency. So we can see here that because the transparency is set to 50%, that we have a kind of pinkish color instead of red. But if I were to change this to 1, it would change to the same color as the one above. We could also specify a background image. There's a couple more properties here specifying that we are not to repeat the image because by default CSS will attempt to repeat the image, so it fills the entire background. We don't want that. We actually want to position it to the center. We want to have it be fixed in its position. So as we scroll, it's going to stay in the same place. The background side is going to cover the entire space of the element, and we're just setting the height of the element there. So as we can see here, that as I scroll, the image stays in the same spot, and it covers the entire screen, or the entire area of the element. A background image with repeats. So this is cool for when you have tile-like pictures that you want to cover an element or background with. So I have my tile here in my images. I apply that here. And just the default settings of CSS, apply this with a repeat so you see this effect. It's not a perfect tile, but it's close enough, and you get the idea of the effect. Lastly, but not leastly, we have a gradient. So this is where we start to get into browser or vendor prefixes. So for WebKit browsers like Chrome and Safari, we specify this WebKit linear gradient. For browsers that do not support gradients, we're going to just have a background color of red. But for those that do, we're going to use the vendor prefixes. So this is going to be for Opera, this is going to be for Firefox. And then for those browsers that support it natively, we specify a linear gradient. So here we're just we're specifying, like which direction the linear gradient is going to go, and then the colors of the starting and ending color. As we can see here, is that we start with kind of white and then move to a red. So those are CSS backgrounds and gradients.